Hello everybody, welcome back to another video by Dissociative. This is Soren and today I'm going to show you a really easy and simple way to map your system. You can also use this to map your inner world. I'm talking about DID systems here. You can also use it if you have OSDD or PDID. So how did we come up with this idea of being able to map your system using this Obsidian software? So this is not sponsored by Obsidian. We've never spoken to anyone from Obsidian, but we did speak to our Patreon about how frustrated we were that so many writing programs are now using AI or scanning your stuff to take what you write and use it to train AI models. We're not cool with generative AI or anything like that. We were kind of interested when ChatGPT was still new. We actually made a video seeing how accurate it was when asked questions about DID, but that's about as far as we've ever really been with it. We used it a couple of times and then we're like, not liking this. And then the more stuff that came out about it, the environmental concerns, obviously a lot of ethical concerns and things like that, the more and more concerned we got. So now that more things are coming out using AI or having AI built into it or scraping your data to train other AI models, the more nervous we're getting. So we were asking, what are some other writing programs you would recommend that don't scrape your data to train AI? Something with a bit more security. And some people recommended Obsidian. Now Obsidian can be connected to the cloud if you want it to, or it can be saved locally on a computer and save your files locally to your computer, which is important if you are making a system map, because it means that your stuff stays private and nobody else can get a hold of important private information about your system and how it works. We're new to this, but one of the first things we thought when we figured out how it works is this could be really useful for creating a system map. Why is that? Obsidian has a graph view where you can connect and link different notes. In this situation, we're going to be using notes to represent alters, and you can see why it would be helpful to have something that records links between them. Obsidian is supposed to represent and mirror the way that our brains connect thoughts together, how you jump from one thought to another. It doesn't always work in a linear fashion, and that's why it's very, very helpful. So if you're trying to connect alters, for example, the way that we've used it is we've linked together alters that have some kind of communication or awareness with each other. That will then be represented by a line between the two notes, and therefore the two alters, which you can view on a big map. And if you highlight or hover over one of the notes, alters, it will highlight all the lines that attach to it. So if you were trying to spread information through the system, for example, something very important that needs to get back to somebody who's further to the back of your system, who has less contact with people at the front, you need to figure out how to do that. You might want to use the buddy system method. We have a video that we made a while ago explaining how this works, and it's basically using a game of telephone to pass information from alter to alter to alter to try and get it to the destination you need it to be. Some inner worlds have things like PA systems that can help spread messages, others don't, but this should be a more reliable way and a way that will help your communication improve through the system as well. By using the buddy system method and using a map like this, you'll be able to see how to get messages to each person, and also who needs to improve connections, who needs to improve communication, who has bad relationships, who has positive relationships, who are complicated, and who is most able to help or assist an alter in need. Who are they closest to? Who can help them? This kind of mapping could also be used to map an inner world. So for example, you need to get to somewhere in the inner world, or you need access to a certain place to be able to change it into a more positive space or undo some of the environmental issues that are going on around there, or to help an alter out of that space, maybe into a safe room, or contact somebody or leave a message there. You can see which areas are connected to which area. Maybe start to map your way around your inner world, and also you could add in the notes representing each place in the inner world who already has access to it, what it's like there, things you need to know. Same with alters. I'm going to walk you through it, so don't worry. Obsidian is not very self-explanatory, so we're going to keep this very simple and we're going to talk you through every step of the way. It should be nice and easy. If you want to delve further into Obsidian, there's a lot of programming stuff that you can do. There's also a billion plugins that you can download. As I said, there's no AI and it's nice and secure, which is what we liked about it. Therefore, this can double as a system map, an inner world map, and also information about alters, because on the alter or note that's representing the alter, you can put as much information about them as you want to. It's a free note, you can do whatever you want and then link it to other notes. However works best for you, whatever you desire to do with it, you can do it. So here is a very straightforward introduction to how you might want to use Obsidian and how to set it up to represent a very basic system map. Now, before I go too deep into this, I want to let you know that we started this as an example with no information about our littles or anything like that. This will only show you a couple of alters and their roles. So anybody concerned about our privacy, don't worry, we've been very careful. And anybody trying to find interesting, oh, what might they have forgotten, don't even bother. I know, I see you. I thought ahead, so don't worry, there's nothing that you need to be worried about. You can just watch this and follow it without having to have any concern for extra information, because everybody should be very careful with the information you give out about your system, connections within your system, how your communication works. So just bear that in mind if you're a new system especially, because it can be learned and used by people against your will if they figure out things like positive triggers or want to get messages back further into the system. So be careful with this, be careful with the information you give out, and let's get going. So the first thing you're going to want to do is download Obsidian. It's going to download to your desktop, double click to open it, and you are going to see this here. A vault is basically like your notebook, so you're going to want to create a new vault. I'm creating a local vault, which means that it will be saved on your computer. You can type in a vault name. I'd suggest calling it something like your system map, and then pick where you want it to save to on your computer. It will then open up this screen. The first thing we did was make it big screen and just delete the welcome note to have a brand new blank space. Now we're going to set up folders. You want to click this button and title it with the main system. If you have multiple systems or subsystems, it's a good idea to have them separated into different folders if you would like to. You can drag and drop folders inside of each other. So let's make another folder and drag it into the main system folder and call this protectors. This is because we're going to have different folders for different roles, and in each folder you'll have a note like this. Click create new note and then title it with the name of the alter that you want to make the note about. This can be dragged and dropped into the folder, and you can put as much or as little information as you want here. It's a good way to make notes about alters that exist, and also to follow along with things like fusions, triggers, issues, things that have been discovered in therapy before you even get into connecting them to other alters. So anything you'd usually put in a description or a list of alters that you have, or a bio if that's what you'd like to do, you can put all of that here. I've put in, for example, the integrations that have made me who I am now as Soren and who I've been in the past. Now we're going to list our system relationships, and you can do this one at a time. You can even leave it up to other people to do it if you're making notes for other people. You don't need to rush this. Now we need to make another note for it to link to. So I'm making notes for Red and for Kem, who are my personal protectors. Again, you can put in any information you want to. For the point of just showing you here, I'm just going to make system relationships and a couple more notes for different alters. You can pull these all into their respective folders that you're making. So for example, if you have a gatekeeper alter, you're going to make a folder for your gatekeepers and drag and drop the notes into the gatekeepers folder. Make sure you put them all under main system. Just drag and drop where you want them to go. So now you can see we're dragging and dropping all these notes into the protectors folder, which is inside the main system folder. So there is nothing in the gatekeepers folder right now because I haven't made a note for any gatekeepers yet, but I have made lots of notes for protector alters, so they have all been dragged and dropped into the protectors folder. So let's make another note to go in the gatekeepers folder. Our main gatekeeper is Jade, so we're going to make a note for Jade here and make sure that she is in the right folder. Some other folders you might want to create would be for trauma holders, littles, persecutors, EPs, anything that you want or need, and however you would like to organize it, you can create as many folders as you would like. They will all show up. Now, for system relationships, you're going to want to link notes to each other, which is linking alters to each other. So how do we do this? What you're going to want to do to link any note to another note, these two notes must already exist, is type in 2 square brackets. Then you're going to type the name of the note that you want it to link back to. So in this example that you'll see in a minute, I'm going to type in Soren to connect Soren to Jade. It will give you some suggestions of notes that already exist and try and autofill for you, so you can always just pick from the list. And then you close that with 2 square brackets. This will create a backlink that will show up on the map as one line between two nodes. Therefore, a line connecting two alters together. Here we go, Soren. As you can see, it popped up on the bottom there and I selected it. It's now purple and will have a link to Soren. Jade and Soren are now connected together. There you go, just like that. You can see we're not connected to Mike because I haven't put in a backlink yet. Now, some alters will have lots and lots of links, especially gatekeepers like Jade. They are able to access lots more alters and have lots more control within the system. Other alters will have less links, and there's nothing wrong with that. Here is an example of how some of the links might look put together. As you can see, Jade's connected to all of them, others not so much. Mary, for example, has much less connections than Jade does. You can hover over the nodes and they will highlight in purple. It will also then highlight all the links that link them to anybody else. It can get a bit confusing when you're not highlighting over because it can look like a certain node may have a lot more links than it actually does if it's hidden underneath all the links connecting other people to other people if you have a lot of alters on a map. If you have a smaller system, this is going to be very, very easy to look at. If you have a bigger system, there's going to be a lot more lines. So hovering is very helpful. You may also notice, for example, that Mary's dot is much smaller than Jade's dot. Why are the nodes different sizes? The larger the amount of connections to a node, the larger the node will be. This is automatic. You can change the general node size and you can change the link thickness of how thick the line is. You can pull and push the nodes around and have it how you want it to look. You can also change the forces, center force, repel force, link distance, and make it however you'd like it to look. As you can see, Jade has a lot of connections and other alters like these may just have as little as one line or a couple of lines. Now remember, every system is going to look different and every alter's experience and connection with other alters and other systems will be unique too. So please don't go comparing yourself against other systems and thinking I should have more connections than this, I should have better communication than this. And remember, if you're comparing yourself to us, we were diagnosed in 2017. That's almost a decade ago now, and we've been in therapy since before that, and we've been in DID therapy for, again, almost a decade. So we've had a lot of work and a lot of experience. So please, if you're looking at Jade's node and thinking, oh my god, why am I not there yet? Don't worry, be patient with yourself, you will get there. Also, we are not like the best representation of a system out there. There is no best representation of a system because every system is unique and will look different. Speaking of experience in therapy, this is something that you could give to your therapist if you think it's safe and you trust your therapist. Maybe just give them some stuff of the protectors at first, or whatever you decide to do with your therapist. You feel safe with them as much as you like, because what we're going to do for ourselves and our ease of use, and also share with our therapist, we might make her own ring binder actually for ease of use, is we're going to print out each of the notes for each node. So basically each alters information that we wrote out, that was things like, for example, for mine, it was my past fusions and stuff like that, and then I'd write more information about myself, stuff that our therapist needs to know, things that I've experienced, traumas that I've held, things that have been processed, plans to help the system, memories that have been integrated successfully, things that need to be worked on, stuff that I'm not allowed to approach. So for example, anything that Jade has said, Soren cannot know about these things and may have code words with the therapist, for example. They can all be noted down so therapists can look at it. If, for example, there was an alter that she's like, I know I've heard that name, especially if you're with a bigger system, flip through this ring binder and see, oh look, okay, let's find, we'll use Jade as an example, but obviously she knows Jade well. Jade, look at all this information, here are the alters that they are currently able to contact or in contact with. So you could screenshot or download as a PDF that file, and then on the next page of the ring binder you could have a screenshot of their node on the map and who they connect to. That's a very easy visual way to show information about an alter and also map who they can contact, who they're connected to, and what their communication is like with other alters. It's also a good way to keep track of what their relationships are like with other alters. And like I said, you can also use this to map out your inner world and decide how you want to traverse it. It can also be helpful to teach other alters how to contact other people if they need to, and how to get to other places like safe rooms if they need to. I think it's also helpful to be able to download and screenshot things like this that look so simple if you're not particularly technologically adept. then it's nice and simple. If you have a different way of making system maps that's worked really well for you, or for mapping your inner world, please feel free to share in the comments. We'd love to know about it. We always love learning new stuff about this and trying out new ways to understand things that are in our head. Obviously, if we understood all of it, it would be easy to map things, but it's not, because it's complicated and there are amnesia barriers and there are dissociative barriers and there are things that you can't know and places you can't access. So be careful with this knowledge. Try and do it with a gatekeeper if you can, if you're a host who's looking to get as much information about your system as you can. Just make sure you're not stepping on any toes, but I'm sure you'll be fine, and I hope that this helps you and helps make things a little bit clearer and more visually easy to understand. If you'd like to see more information about stuff like this and behind the scenes footage, extra exclusive videos that aren't seen anywhere else, if you'd like to see bloopers reels, get merch, if you'd like to vote on and suggest what videos you'd like to see next, if you'd like to see our art, any of that stuff, you are more than welcome, and we highly encourage you to come over and check out our Patreon. You can join it for free, or our lowest tier is just $1 a month, and it's a lovely community over there, and we'd love to see you. It's also the best way to support us and the best way to get extra content from us when we're less active on social medias. If you've been following our battle against Sergio Costa, trying to defend ourselves and keep our channel, keep Dissociative, keep these videos that we've made against this man, then you can view our playlist here to get caught up on everything that has happened in the court so far. We will make another big video when it's all over and we can safely go through all the stuff, because it's a lot. If you've been following the situation with Sergio Costa, our crowd justice is still open to fund our legal fees against him so that we can get our justice and keep Dissociated, keep our channel, and keep what we've made for you, and keep our story in our own hands. If you'd like to support us, you can donate to crowdjustice.com/case/Dissociated. This money goes straight to our lawyers, it bypasses us completely, it never comes into our bank account, we can't touch it, and it can only be legally used for the case against Sergio, and will only ever be touched by Crowd Justice and by our lawyers.